Imagine looking at your own hands and not quite recognizing them as yours. Not because something is wrong with your eyes, but because the feeling that those hands belong to you, the automatic background sense of owning your own body, has temporarily switched off. This happens to real people. It has a name, and a significant portion of the population has experienced at least a mild version of it at some point in their lives without knowing what it was. Depersonalization is the experience of feeling detached from your own body, thoughts, or feelings, as if you're watching yourself from the outside, or going through the motions of your life without fully inhabiting them. Derealization, which often accompanies it, is the related feeling that the world around you looks somehow unreal, flat, or dreamlike. People describe it in different ways, feeling like a robot, feeling like life is a movie you're watching rather than living, feeling strangely distant from your own emotions even while knowing intellectually that you have them. The content of their experience is normal. They can think, speak, move, but something about the feeling of ownership over that experience is missing. Here's what most people don't know. Brief episodes of depersonalization are extremely common. Studies suggest roughly 75% of people experience at least one brief episode in their lifetime, usually triggered by stress, sleep deprivation, anxiety, or sometimes substances. It's one of the most common psychiatric symptoms after anxiety and depression. The reason most people don't recognize it is that brief episodes resolve on their own quickly, often within minutes, and people don't know the name for what just happened to them. They say things like, "I felt weird for a second," or "I was kind of out of it," and move on. Only when it becomes chronic and persistent does it rise to the level of a disorder that significantly affects someone's life. Here's the part that reframes the whole experience. Depersonalization isn't the brain breaking down. It appears to be a protective response the brain can deploy when it judges the current situation to be overwhelming. By dampening the emotional intensity of experience, the brain reduces the impact of whatever is happening, essentially creating a buffer between you and an experience it can't fully process. This is why depersonalization often shows up during or after trauma, extreme stress, or panic attacks. The brain isn't losing grip on reality. It's deliberately loosening your grip on your experience of it as a way of managing something too intense to process head-on. It's an adaptive mechanism that, in chronic form, ends up feeling more destabilizing than whatever it was protecting against. The reason depersonalization is philosophically interesting beyond just being a symptom is what it implies about the nature of the self. The feeling of being you, of inhabiting your body, owning your thoughts, experiencing your life from the inside, isn't a permanent automatic given. It's something your brain actively generates moment to moment. When that generation process is disrupted, even temporarily, the experience of self simply dims, not disappears. You still know your name, your history, your relationships, but the felt sense of being present inside your own life goes quiet, which means that sense of presence isn't the bedrock of your identity, it's a product of it, something your brain produces, not something it is. So if you've ever felt briefly unreal or oddly distant from yourself, you're not unusual and you're not losing your mind. You just got a brief, uninvited glimpse behind the process your brain runs constantly to make you feel like you're home inside your own experience. Most of the time, that process is so seamless you don't notice it exists. The moments when it stutters are the only times you realize it was running at all. If you want to learn more about this topic, feel free to subscribe.